right now. Welcome everybody to Enter the Bunker. We are so happy to have you with us today here on this wonderful day here in Nova Scotia. It is actually raining outside, but we are nice, safe and sound here in our underground 64,000 square foot nuclear bunker, which you've just entered. My name is Jonathan Bahai. I am the co-host of this show. I am also the owner of the 64,000 square foot nuclear bunker. I am married with 2 children and also a total crypto geek and love to talk about building bricks, which we'll be talking about today.
And I am Kelly Cadell, also a co-host of this show. When I'm not working, I'm also hanging out with my 2 kids. Yeah, so that's where you'd find me. So we're gonna get on with sacrifice for today. Right, did I get it all?
Look at that, we're hanging out in the women's lounge right now.
I know, and I'm so sad because I ruined it for myself. I went and sat down there earlier and I was like, oh, I actually had like a blonde moment, if you want to call it that for a minute, because I sat down and I was like, why'd you put cameras in the women's quarters? Duh, Kelly.
Ruined it. Just photobomb our crew's work. Yeah.
Anyways, then I realized, no, that's the green screen background today. And then I realized, oh no, I just ruined it for myself because I love like the reaction when I first see it. I like that. Anyways, so for all of you who are watching, if you don't already yet, you need to follow us on Facebook at Enter the Bunker 47. So this week, again, we're talking about sacrifice.
Yes.
How's your things going?
So the 2 things I have sacrificed are sugar and hamburgers.
Hamburgers.
Yes. So what's the first thing that my family wants to do on the day that I sacrifice burgers?
Go for burgers.
Go to Wendy's. So of course I couldn't do that. Ended up enjoying a nice chili though. So
did you?
Yeah. So that was good.
It has burger in it.
Well, no, that's not a hamburger though.
Just joking.
That has processed beef, I guess you want to call it, if it is that. Anyways, but yeah, and staying off the sugar hasn't been too bad though. I'm just really finding myself having to check labels on everything. Yeah. For example, yesterday I actually wanted to have some beef jerky, and I was just like, wait a minute, it's like a teriyaki flavor kind of thing, yeah. And that tends to be kind of sweet. So I was just like, okay, let me look at the label, and it says pork, sugar. It's like the second ingredient in there. So I was like, ah. Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. So the 2 things that I sacrifice are fast food and sugary drinks, which is mainly for me pop and apple juice. So yeah. So if you've been following our social media, you'll see that the rest of our team is also sacrificing stuff. Some are doing better than others. Brandon. Yeah, just throwing that out there. Also. So yeah, we're only halfway through the week.
Yep.
So if you haven't joined in on the challenge or sacrificed something, you can do that now and let us know it in our social media, and then we will announce it on Friday too. Like we have till Friday to go for this. So
yeah. And the challenge of doing this sacrifice, I mean, it's really about it's just like building muscles, like you have to exercise and you have to put these things into practice, and that's how you strengthen these building bricks in your life, right? So this is the kind of thing that you want to do so that you can be able to improve the way that your life goes. So for all of us to be joining in on this, at the end of it all, some of us may have been a complete success out of it. Some of us may still need some work, Brandon. But at the end of the day, we did get a little further.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's almost like people who are looking to lose weight or something like that too, right?
Yeah.
Like they're just like, I want to lose 20 pounds.
I want to do that.
And what happens? Yeah. And what happens though is that they'll have a goal of 20 pounds and they'll work at it, but they fail. But guess what? They lost 10 pounds in the process.
Right.
Right? Yeah. So it was just that working it and going towards that goal. By focusing on sacrifice for just course of a week, we can now build that up as part of our lifestyle, as part of the way that we see things, the way that we live, and then that becomes integral to our total thriving lifestyle.
Right. This morning, Brandon said, I don't know, Abigail and I were talking about, because we both have no takeout, and she's like, I really want takeout, and I was like, me too, and Brandon's like, I can go get takeout. And then I was just used 2 words that he's not allowed to use, and I won't use them right now, but then I was like, At least we're all getting back on track, though. I know he did, but he jumped right back on track. How's the home? Like, are you swearing at home? No? We'll be asking the wife. Yeah. Yeah. All right, so we have a quote of the day today
Great.
for motivation.
Awesome.
Let's read it.
Okay. Here we go. Let's see now. The quote of today is, great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. Napoleon Hill, American self-help doctor. Really? You think that's what he is? American self-help? I've never heard him described as that.
I think Napoleon Dynamite, if we want to be honest.
Napoleon Dynamite is a American self-help doctor?
No.
Okay.
But just the name Napoleon, that's what pops in my head.
You think of Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Okay. Miss, I've never watched movies, of all movies, thinks of that. Yeah, okay. So Napoleon Hill actually is a very famous
I've heard that name before.
author.
Okay.
He did a lot of work in the past of actually following a lot of the, what you call some of the great successes in history. And so that's probably where he was able to come up with this quote, was from learning from all kinds of really major moguls back in the early 1900s, right?
Yeah.
So, great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never the result of selfishness. That is an equation right there. That is a mathematical equation.
Mathematical.
Yes. Great achievement equals great sacrifice. Does not equal the result of selfishness. Does not equal selfishness. You could tell I did really good in math in school.
Dead mass.
Yeah. So chat, let us know. How do you feel about Napoleon Hill's quote? Is it true? Is the math right? Is it that great achievement is usually born of great sacrifice and is never, ever, ever, ever the result of selfishness?
Ever.
Or is it not true? Is it selfishness that brings great achievement? Let us know in the chat. Share what you think about this. If this has been your experience, tell us a story of where it may have been false or it may have been true. Want to hear it right now? Let us know in YouTube, where the chat is right now, by the way.
Let us know. So
What do you think?
What?
But what do you think?
What do I think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't really think on quotes. I let you do the thinking, and then you just usually enlighten my brain.
Okay. So there's another saying. I'm trying to think of it right now. I usually say it when I have to do it, but I think it's something along the lines of like, there's no victory without sacrifice.
Okay.
It's some quote like that. I can't remember where I heard it or where I learned it, but there is no victory without sacrifice. And the truth is that, yeah, great achievements do take great sacrifice. And if you look throughout history, anything that was done that's worth doing was very difficult and took a lot of effort and had a lot of people that either had to give sacrifices or either as a nation or even as business people throughout history. Yep. They've had to make personal sacrifices to be able to realize their dreams, right? So, yeah, I would say this is absolutely true. Even in my own personal experience.
Speaking of personal experiences, chat, let us know, has there ever been something that you've sacrificed that ended up working out in your favor? And now I would like to hear a story from you on that.
Something where I sacrificed and worked out in my favor?
Right.
Oh boy. So I would have to look at how I actually got this bunker.
Okay.
Yeah. So there was actually quite a bit of sacrifice I had to make in that process. I can't get into all the details about it, really, just because it was a very crazy story. But I had to, first off, I was already in a very low point in my business because I had already suffered a lot of losses.
Okay.
Okay. So I was in no position to be looking at making a major real estate purchase or something like that.
AKA a bunker.
Yeah, yeah. So then when the opportunity arose, it was just serendipitous, and I just kept on saying yes, I guess.
Yeah.
And even though like I said, I was in no position, things fell into place to make it happen, right? So it started out with me actually just driving down the street in Truro and then being like, you know what? I just don't know how I'm going to have the money to be able to do this.
Yeah.
I'm just going to pull in my bank and talk to my bank manager. And I did it in that instant and made an appointment. That very second, I literally just turned the wheel the moment I made that decision. And then I went in and I set an appointment. Next thing I know, I had gotten exactly the amount of credit I needed to be able to, and on the day before the auction, to be able to actually get this bunker.
Gave me goosebumps.
Yeah. And then on top of that, there was, and so what's interesting is that I had also made arrangements to work with others in case I didn't have enough and all this kind of thing. But again, that's where the sacrifice came in, where everybody who said that they were going to be behind me ended up not being behind me.
Oh, no.
And so even though I was in a tough position already, I was even in a harder position at that point. So here I was making more sacrifices to be able to continue on with what was going on here.
Right, because you
And
had
this
a
is,
plan.
yeah, and here I was like, what's next, right? So it was just a lot of saying yes to what comes next sort of thing.
Right.
And
sometimes you just got to say yes.
yeah,
And just go for it.
yeah.
I'm so glad that you did, because now
Otherwise we wouldn't be here.
I know.
Yeah.
Makes my heart happy. Okay, Stewie says, I'm sure some people have great achievements built on the backs of other people who have sacrificed. Sometimes people are more motivated to do something great for their own personal gain. He also says, were you married when you bought the bunker, John?
Yep.
If so, what did your wife think about that spontaneous purchase?
Whew. Well, she knew, it wasn't like I was doing it in secret or something, right?
No.
Like she knew what was going on.
Right.
But I think that, at the time, I think we were a little preoccupied. I mean, we just had our newborn.
Yeah.
We just had, we were still getting settled in our new home.
On top of a newborn, you had a toddler too.
Yeah.
Or
No, that's the newborn.
that was a newborn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, she knew what was going on, and like I said, when I was going through the process, I had people who were backing me up.
Right.
At least they said they would.
You thought you did the whole time.
So it all looked like it was gonna be rosy, but then of course all that fell through, and then I was left holding the bag and had to figure it out. So my wife, of course, going through all this, it was quite stressful.
Yep.
But she stood by me.
Yay.
And as a result, we were able to lead to a better place and get into and be able to work through it.
That's
so,
great that she was so supportive.
Yeah.
Of your sacrifice.
That's what it takes. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I guess I should maybe share a story about a sacrifice for me, but I can't think of any.
None?
I don't know. Like, it's just, I have 2 children. Sacrifice my life for them. Pretty much, right? Like, I mean, if there's anything to ever like buy and say I have $10, but what they need costs $10, I'm obviously going to take what I need and I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
And that's just, I feel like that's a daily thing as a parent, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess I sacrifice a lot in the run of a day when it comes to do with my kids, for sure. I don't know a story to get right into, but any parent can relate. I'm sure of that. So, yes. All right. So, positive. Okay. I mean, sometimes sacrifices too can not end up in a positive result, right?
How so?
I don't know. I feel like it could, right, Emily? I don't know. Like, they definitely could. Yeah. There's not always a silver lining. There's not always a silver lining at the end.
I don't believe that.
No?
It is just like I said, it's just like if I go to the gym and I work out my muscle that day.
Right.
Now I may not have packed on another 5 pounds of super pump flash after that or something, right?
Yeah.
But that small, consistent motion, that consistency in taking that action, that resulted later on down the line in the positive outcome. And it's just like I said about losing weight, right?
Right.
It's like I totally failed at getting to my 20-pound goal like to losing it,
Yeah.
but I got to losing 10. So that's the win.
I guess it's all the way that you think about it then.
It's all in the perspective, yeah.
Yeah.
So if at the end of the day, I am taking these actions, I'm even though it's not, even though visibly,
Yeah.
like right in front of me, like just like I told about the story with the bunker just now,
Yeah.
right? Like there was no, like I didn't know what the future would have, right? But I kept on making those steps,
Yeah.
right? I kept on going in that direction. And then, I'm going to talk really esoteric right now, but it's kind of like the universe finds a way, you know, and it's like if you do this, then the universe kind of says, okay, we're gonna support that. It's like,
Right.
okay, we're gonna keep going.
You're doing a good job, so we're
And
gonna.
yeah, so the same thing. So when you sacrifice, when you give up that something,
Yeah.
right, that small, like the little thing, then the universe kind of comes in and goes, okay, now you can have more,
Right.
right? So it's sacrificing something for something greater,
Okay.
right? So just like in chess, you know, like you sacrifice the pawn so that you can win the game.
Right.
You know,
I
sort of
have
thing.
no clue how to play chess. So
You've never played chess?
never in my life.
Oh Lord.
What? I'm sheltered.
Yeah, we should
Joking.
maybe we should have a show where we just like teach you how to play chess with the chat, and then I'll show you how to sacrifice your players.
I don't know. I have no interest in learning chess.
Okay.
I don't know. I just feel like there's other things that I can learn that by. All
Okay.
right, enter the bunker. I think it's probably sacrifice in any success, large or small. If you cooked a successful dinner, you sacrificed resources to buy the ingredients and time to cook it. Exactly.
There you go.
Stu, you just like intertwined all of our how-tos in one sentence from yesterday, like from the how-tos from yesterday.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. All right, guys, so thank you for joining us. We love to hear from you, so make sure you're tuning into our social media, especially Facebook today. If you don't already like or follow, what do you do on Facebook?
You like on
the
Facebook.
page.
Yeah.
Go like the page, enter the bunker 47.
But you also join our community there because we have a group there.
Yes,
Yeah. So
community as well.
yeah, so after you like the page, then you want to go into join the community, and that's where we have various chat there too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll let you in.
We'll eventually let you in.
I guess.
Maybe.
All right, so Friday was Fun Friday, so don't forget to join in with us then at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time as we wrap up the week of Sacrifice.
Yes.
Sacrifice. I had to do that. If anybody was watching yesterday, you would have seen
Sacrifice.
Sacrifice.
Yes. Okay.
All right,
Okay
guys.
then. Have a great day, everybody.
Oh,
What?
you might as well like this video too and subscribe to YouTube channel if you haven't already.
If you want to.
If you want.
Yeah. Make the sacrifice.
Make the sacrifice. Yeah, that's a good one. All right, guys, we'll see you Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Toodles.
See y'all later.